and no trading is going on. So for my weekly options members, instead of using the 1 o'clock session for a weekly options live trade brief and not putting any trades on, obviously, I'm going to do a 2016 debrief and a 2017 brief. So bring anything that you learned in 2016, anything that I can do better, anything that we can do better here at TGO, and then I'm going to give you my forward look into 2017, which is going to be pretty interesting. The sectors where I'm going to be deploying capital and training folks on how to trade options in this pretty incredible environment. Now, we saw last week, let's just start with look at the S&P 500. Last week was kind of a dead week, right? The week between Christmas and New Year's is kind of a zombie week. We wander around. It's extremely low volume. So this pullback, I'm not going to call this a correction, massive sell-off, anything like that. It was a pullback. Seriously, I think Steve and Joe were the only two guys on the floor on Friday trading, and they decided to sell. And going into a holiday weekend like this, I brief this every Friday that the market tends to sell off going into a holiday weekend, a long weekend, or even normal weekends now. Why? Freaking Santa Claus busts into a nightclub in Istanbul and mows down 39 people. I mean, are you kidding me? I said this was going to happen. I said something's going to happen over New Year's weekend, terrorism related. So you can explain the sell-off for a lot of reasons and a lot of profit taking, and it's going to be interesting because the top of this rip your face off pop right here, the end of the first week in December is right where we are right now at this bottom of this little pullback. So we'll talk at 1 o'clock. What I think this means, is this an opportunity? Are we going to give even more back until we get into the inauguration? We out of our ski tips? Well, it depends. But let's just do a quick overview. And for those of you who aren't members, the answer is this is a buying opportunity. I think we're going to soft rally after the election. Again, Top Gun Options was one of the only financial firms. I was one of the only guys in the industry to call not only a Trump victory, but a resulting rally. You had big brains at Goldman Sachs, Citi, JP Morgan calling for a Clinton win, or if Trump won, a 5% market pullback. Well, we got just the exact opposite, and we nailed it here at Top Gun Options. That's reason alone to be here at TGO. We nailed the Brexit too with volatility. It was a coin flip for me as whether they're going to leave or stay. I'm like, they'll probably stay just because, And then I was technically wrong, but I was right with the trades. I was right with our volatility trades going into and out of the Brexit. And we'll debrief that today at 1 as well. But this is one of the things we're going to talk about at 1 o'clock is Trump. I have 3 T's in my To Fear 2017. The T in To Fear 2017 has three T's: Trump, Twitter, and terrorism. And we'll debrief that. Whether it's the defense industry getting hammered recently with Trump with not only the 747, Air Force One, but the F-35. It's pretty interesting that the guy's going to be just bypassing the media, and they're going to have a temper tantrum every time he sends out a tweet and bypasses them. It's pretty cool that a president, for the first time in I think our nation's history, is going to be actually speaking directly to the people. Or actually, that's not true. I mean, presidents before the media became, the third estate or whatever it's called, the fourth estate or the New Order, that's what I'll call them. Presidents actually went out on the road in the back of a locomotive or a stagecoach and actually talked directly to the people. So they're not going to like it. Financials. As we've briefed, I mean, our Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan trades are just absolutely crushing it. This is the Urgent Alert portfolio. And in the Urgent Alert portfolio, we have 2 trades on. One is up 125%. That was in 2016, $25,000 gain so far, and this is a Jan 18 trade. This still has legs on it, folks. Just like an accelerated retirement, in early December, we closed out a accelerated retirement JP Morgan trade for $35,000 profit, and we're not risking that much on these. This is a brand new one. This is a Jan 19 trade we put on a couple weeks ago. It's up $5,000. So yeah, the expectations are high for financials, but as we talked about, I think they're a jack in the box. I think they've been sitting here wound up for about 5 years, and we've just been doing this, and here we go. So I think they still have more room to run. Hey, 2016, I know you tried to claim Maria Carey towards the end there. You claimed her career, but you missed one. George Soros, this guy's got to go, man, but I digress. Apple to cut iPhone production by 10% in the first quarter of 2017. That's over in the Nikkei markets put that out. If there's one company that wishes 2016 could be quickly as possible put away in the history books, it's Apple. So we'll talk about this again at 1 o'clock and what I think about Apple. One of the reasons I'm not super bullish, one of the reasons I'm not super bullish is because of that. But one of the reasons I'm not super bearish is this. And look at the little symbol on this story. It's Apple. Surging buybacks say the stock boom isn't over. Interest rates are still incredibly low, folks. So guess what? Apple, Jamie Dimon used some of his own money and bought back some of the JP Morgan stock last earnings period, and then announced, I forget the number, lost it, 6, 9, 12, whatever it is, billion with a B in buybacks. Apple's going to do the same thing. So they might be getting hammered with stuff overseas and issues, but they're looking at buying back a lot of shares. If Trump allows these companies to, like Apple, to bring in their $200 quadrillion they got stashed overseas, what do you think they're going to do with it? Yeah, they could build a cooler looking headquarters like they're doing. They could hire more people. They could do a lot of stuff, but they're also going to buy back their shares. Oil's going to be a big one in 2017, folks. It's a no-brainer that it's going to be all over the place. We're going to take a look at the XLE this afternoon. I'll leave it for our brief this afternoon. Maybe I'll post this on YouTube as well, folks. So if you're not a member and you're watching this, I'll post it later for the on the free section on YouTube and maybe on StockTwit. So, and then we're going to talk about Russia. The Obama administration going out the door is absolutely disgusting. The man, just get out. What he's doing with Russia and the sanctions. So let me get this straight. The guy, for the first time since Adolf Hitler, invades Crimea. And then Merkel and Obama wave their fingers and say stop, or we'll say stop again. Then he invades eastern Ukraine, and they say stop again. Then he shoots down a civilian airliner. Not anything for sanctions, at least out of us, right? The Europeans had to coddle together and they didn't do anything. And then, so they might have hacked. How did they hack the election? They hacked the election and gave Clinton 2 million more popular votes. Oh yeah, they hacked the election by telling her not to campaign in Pennsylvania and Michigan and all those brick wall states they talked about. They hacked the Electoral College. So they hacked all those individual electors, and it's disgusting. The man's evil. What he did to Israel as well, going out the door, is just the guy's got no class, and he's disgusting. Go back to Chicago, the murder capital of the world, where you came from. You came from one of the worst places in our nation, and you led this country for 8 years. That's it. You'll hear me. I got to go. You'll hear me rant more at 1 o'clock. It's funny. I know a lot of my members, they type in the chat box, are like, hey, man, we get our news from you and nowhere else, and we love Whiz's rants. And then we have some members who actually don't, but they're here for the training and the good trades, and that's what makes Top Gun Options one of the most popular options training services in the industry, period. And we're going on our seventh year in business here in 2017. I couldn't be more proud. So thanks for being a member. I'll see most of you guys at 1 o'clock today, and I'll be back with, as usual, Tuesday's market sit rep for everybody else. We'll see you.